Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And speaking of the daily Discord updates, yesterday we changed the wave count because, well, I did not really like the old one and we have a new one on the chart which should be a lot more bullish, and let me explain what's going on now. So basically, the first wave right here is an ABC structure, at least in my opinion, and the second wave is also an ABC, and I think right now we are working on the third wave of this 1-2 setup, because as you can see we actually got to the 0.618 support level in the second wave. And yeah, the third wave will most likely be an ABC as well, just because the first wave was, an ABC. And my target for the third wave has changed, and it's right now at 65.1 cents. Of course, it could overextend maybe to like 66.8 cents and even like 69 cents. But yeah, if this is an ABC, then it makes sense why we're going down right now. And the support zone has already been tested. As you can see, we got to the 0.382 and almost to the 50% support level. So hopefully we see a bounce right now. We don't really need much more than this. So we'll see if we do get a bounce or if we go lower. If we go lower, the last support level is the 618 for the B wave, but it could even drop to the 0.786, and I'm gonna put that on the chart as the last resort. That is at 55.1 cents, but if we drop below that, then the chances of us invalidating the entire AB structure here are going to increase, and yeah, the chart might turn bearish after that, at least short-term bearish, so please be aware of that. And yeah, the 0.786 is at 55 cents, I'm sorry, but I think I changed my mind. I will get rid of it from the chart because, well, we don't really need that many support levels. So yeah, going to the RSI right now, we are below the moving average on the 4-hour, which is normal, but we need to get above it. And you could even say that this right here is still an uptrend, so if we go lower, we could bounce at the 4-hour RSI right here at the trend line, and we'll see if we do or not. I mean, if we do that, we could get to the 0.618 support level, so be aware of that. And yeah, the chart is still looking good. As you can see, yesterday we broke above the downtrend right here, which is a good sign, but we still need to break above other highs. For example, this one right here is pretty much exactly where the 1618 for the third wave is. So once we break above this, this will show us that something more bullish is going on. And until that happens, there's not much else to know. Now, I want to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, because whatever Bitcoin does and whatever Ethereum does, Cardano usually follows that. So as you can see, Bitcoin is still expected to go a bit higher, and my target for the fifth wave right here of the 1, 2, 3, 4 setup is between $111,000, 700, and maybe even like $120,000 in a more bullish scenario if the fifth wave actually overextends. But the minimum target is right here, and yeah, right now, I mean, from $108,000, we would have to go up like $3,000, and I think this is also going to be a new all-time high, or actually very close to being to a new all-time high, and this could be good, but also, do not forget, after getting the fifth wave move up, we're gonna need to get an ABC down. So yeah, that's all you need to know about this. We are below the 4-hour RSI here, so if we do get another correction, it's gonna be okay. And maybe the fifth wave is also some kind of ABC structure, so be aware of that. Now, there's one more thing on this chart. As you can see, when we got above the trend line right here, we tested it, and I told you we will do this, and the next step right now is to actually bounce off of it, because if we do not, we could actually drop below it again and maybe test the support level again. And actually, I'm gonna give you a support level for this in case we do go a bit lower, so let me actually put it on the chart right now. It's between $108,000 and $107,000, so it should not really drop much lower than this, but if it does, it's okay as long as we stay above the 0.618 over here. So that's it about Bitcoin. Now going to the Ethereum chart, it's a different story, and we we could say that the 5-wave move to the upside is already complete because we got exactly to my targets. The third wave, I believe, got to the 1618 of the 1-2 setup. The fourth wave, as you can see, got to the 0.32 support level, almost the 50% support level, and the fifth wave got to my targets. So it could be complete, but this could also be some kind of, A, B, C structure, and maybe we'll go higher. And keep in mind, right now we are about to test the 200-day moving average over here. So if we get a bounce right now, it could be a good sign, and we could always overextend the fifth wave. If we do, the next targets are $2,786 and $2,900, but it should not really overextend much more than that. And if it does, I'm going to have to take another look at the wave count because it will most likely not be correct. But I think so far what we are doing is still pretty good because, well, even if we go down right now, like I said, we have 5 waves, and I'm expecting Ethereum to hit like $2,424 in the second wave move down right here. And then after that, I mean, it's gonna be bullish because we're gonna get the third wave of this third wave right here. My target for the third wave up here, which is the third wave of the bigger fifth wave move to the upside, is at $4,500. So obviously getting the third wave of that third wave is gonna be pretty good, and it's most likely gonna put us maybe, near these highs or even above them. It all depends on how bullish it is. But before we do that, we have to get a 1-2 setup, and I told you this yesterday as well, but I would like to see the fifth wave or overextend a bit so we can actually stay above the 200-day moving average, and then when we get the ABC to the downside, we get exactly to the 200-day moving average in the correction, and then we bounce, and that's gonna be the perfect way to get a third wave of the third wave. But if we do not do that, it's still okay because it's still a 1-2 setup, and we could even drop it back to like $2,300, and it's still gonna be bullish. So that's all about that. But again, please, keep this in mind and only think about this right now. We are at the 200-day moving average, and we have been rejected at the 200-day moving average 10 times in the past. So staying above it is gonna be extremely bullish, and this could be an early sign that Ethereum might start going crazy. Now, of course, I'm still expecting Ethereum to go crazy because if you look at the chart, we are still in a much bigger 1, 2, 3, 4 setup, and right now I'm expecting the fifth wave move up, and the target for that is $6,400. So this should not be a shock to you. I've had this on the chart ever since we got to these lows at like $1,400, and I even told you back then on the weekly chart that we had the exact same RSI move that we did in the bear market low of 2022 and in the bear market low of 2018. We did not quite get to the oversold territory, however it's the exact same move again, and as you can see right here in 2018 we first got above the moving average on the weekly RSI. Let me actually zoom in on this. We got above the moving average, then we went down for a couple of weeks, we tested the moving average and we were below the bull market support band during that time, and then as you can see in the following weeks we stayed above the moving average and the price went higher, and right now we are pretty much doing the exact same thing again. We got above the moving average on the weekly, we stayed above it, and right now the price is trying to go higher. So it's the exact same pattern, and I think it's gonna continue repeating as long as we stay above the moving average right there, and I think Ethereum will break its all-time highs soon. Now, I know this is not an Ethereum video, but if I make an Ethereum video, nobody's gonna watch it because people here are only interested in Cardano, but you have to know, whatever the Ethereum and Bitcoin charts do, Cardano will follow, what they do. So yeah, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the Ethereum move to the upside, and I can look at my recording right now. I can see that I've been recording for about 9 minutes and I have not even mentioned Bitcoin dominance, so I'm gonna do that right now. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance is still at cycle highs, and I'm gonna keep saying this in every single video. Last cycle, when Bitcoin dominance was up here, Cardano was at like 15 cents, and when this happened, we went to like $3.10 or so. Right now, Cardano is at like, let's say, 58 cents, and Bitcoin dominance is at 65%. It's very close to these highs. So whenever we do go down, that's gonna be the time for Cardano to wake up. But until that happens, yeah, you're not gonna see much from it. However, that's not really a bad thing because we are still in a bull market. Of course, not on the altcoin charts. The altcoins are still in a bear market, at least when you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. So yeah, according to Bitcoin dominance, Cardano is not even supposed to be at these highs right now. If you only look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, you could say that, Cardano was supposed to be at like bear market lows because Bitcoin dominance is at cycle highs, but that's not the case, and that shows us that at some point we're gonna get the bounce that we always get after a sideways price action like this. And that's it. I'm still expecting Cardano to hit $5 to $8 by the end of January of next year, and wherever Cardano will be in January, that's where it will most likely top if Bitcoin dominance actually starts breaking down by then. And I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Also, the Gold members get some bonus videos every single week, so if you are interested in that, check that out. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.